Hey, it's Squidly. I have 4 pieces of new gear that I'm going to be using for this fall and winter. Stick around and see what I've got. I've said before on this channel that in Alabama, just like everywhere else, hiking is a 3-season affair, except that in the deep south, it's fall, winter, and spring, because you don't go in the summertime. It's just too hot, humid, and buggy. It's just kind of miserable. So for this hiking season, I'm going to be using 4 new pieces of gear, and I wanted to show those to you. And at the end, stick around because there's also a gear disaster. And this is a self-inflicted wound, did it to myself, and I have no excuses except that I'm lazy. So just stick around for that. Okay, the first piece is what Hilltop Packs is calling the personal ground sheet. And I had mine custom printed with one of my favorite pictures. This is from when I was in Colorado in Maroon Bells. And so I had this printed on it just to kind of personalize it and make it my own. And I think that this personal ground sheet was an idea pitched to them by Metro from Metro on the Move. So I'm going to be using this in camp for keeping up with all my stuff while I'm sitting around cooking dinner and just enjoying the campfire. But I'm also going to be using it at my tent as my new doormat. So I'm going to be replacing this old piece of foam that I've been using as that doormat for getting in the tent without dragging all the dirt and leaves and the whole forest in with me. Okay, the second piece is a new umbrella. This is from Z-Packs. This is to replace the basically disposable umbrellas I've been using for years now. They just don't last very long. And because I guess it's because I get cheap, just kind of inexpensive. There's not much to them, and they might make it a couple of trips, and that's about it. I guess maybe I'm also pretty hard on them. But the Z-Packs umbrella is lightweight. I don't have the exact figure in front of me. If I find it between now and publishing this, then I'll put the weight of it here down below. And in any case, this is also bigger in diameter, so it gives me some more coverage. It'll cover my pack and do a better job of covering me, even though I've been kind of okay with the small, cheap ones as far as that goes. But I'm tired of them breaking on trail and then having to replace it. Just seems like almost continuously. All right, on most trips that I do, I carry all of my food in a food bag. Got this one from Hilltop Packs. Really like this food bag. It's perfect for even kind of an extended food carry, or extended for me. I don't have any trouble with it, even though I'm diabetic and have to carry extra what I call my emergency food, where I just have to have those calories available. So even with all that, I don't have trouble with the capacity of the food bag. But most of the time, I'm hiking and camping in places where there are no bears. And so the food bag, unless there's a real issue with some other animals, I keep this just outside my tent. And if an animal comes around, it'll wake me up and I can just shoo it away. I've never had a problem with that. That's never been any kind of trouble. My problem is when I'm hiking and then have to camp somewhere in bear country. Because I am, what's the word I'm looking for? Terrible, horrific, abysmal. I am abysmal at hanging a bear line. And plus, at the end of a day, after I've hiked 18, 20 miles, I'm tired. I don't want to go through the effort to find a rock and then find a tree and then have to throw the line over it's awful. I hate it. I don't want any part of it, and I'm not good at it. So as part of this is, knowing yourself, knowing who you are and what you're about, what I have done is, for when I'm in bear country, I'm not going to worry about it anymore. I got the Bear Vault BV475. This is big enough to carry really a week's worth of food, even for me. And now I don't have to worry about trying to hang a bear line. Now, there's a weight penalty for this, and I will put the weight at the bottom. I'm not excited about carrying the extra weight of, whatever the difference is between this and the food bag. But I just know that at the end of the day, I would rather have carried this than have to mess with a bear line. Now, how do I plan to carry that BV475? Well, for most trips, it can probably go in my pack. I've already tested it out. It fits in my Z-Packs Arc Haul without any trouble at all. And so most trips, that's probably where it will go, is inside the pack. But if I'm on a winter trip and have the winter layers and I've got, you know, some more stuff, maybe I'm taking a different tent that takes up a little bit more space, then I might have to carry it on the outside. And in order to do that, what I did is I went online and ordered from Z-Packs their V-strap in order to carry it on the top of my pack, so it's on the outside and it doesn't have to fit down in the pack. Okay, those are the new pieces of gear that I'm carrying for this year, and really looking forward to some of this and kind of experimenting with it. And so as we go forward for this fall and this summer, what are the seasons again? As we go forward with this fall and winter, I'm going to be using these, I'll be experimenting with them, and I'll report back on kind of what I think and how useful they are and how it all works out for me. Now, for that last piece of gear that is a gear disaster that is completely self-imposed. This is a self-inflicted wound. This has nothing to do with the gear. This is all squiddly. At the end of my last trip, which was at the end of May, got home from that trip and unpacked all my stuff in the garage, put up all of my gear, except I did not put up my pack, and I had, I don't know, it was like 2 or 3 items of clothes. It was a pair of tights, which I didn't even use. It was a pair of socks, which I didn't use. And it was my wool hoodie, which I think I did use. But I left all of that sitting on top of my pack. And basically, because I wasn't going to be hiking for another 3-4 months, it just sat there and I didn't do anything with it. Well, I finally went to go do something with it and got ready to put all this stuff up, and my wool hoodie was completely moth-eaten. This thing has so many holes in it. I was so sad, devastated. This is awful. But this has nothing to do with the gear. This has 100% to do with my laziness and why didn't I just do something with it to begin with. So anyway, this is where I am. I'm going to have to order another one. I've already got it picked out and I'm going to order it. I don't know why I haven't ordered it already. I already have it in the shopping cart. Anyway, so I'll be buying another one. All right, that's all I have today. Do me a favor. In the comments, tell me what new gear you're going to be using. And if you don't mind, if it's not too embarrassing, tell me your gear disasters that were self-inflicted wounds. Nothing wrong with the gear, something you did. That'll be an interesting conversation in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe on the way out.